just so that for anyone who couldn't make it, there will be a replay. So we're not going to say anything dodgy, are we? Because the last thing we need is for people to have problems later in life. Okay, we're going to keep it PG, or is it universal now? I'm not sure. But we're going to have a good time. We're going to enjoy each other's company, and it's going to be a great evening because we have some wonderful ladies who are ready to share some inspirational words to help us get through our wonderful life as mothers, as business owners, as workers, worker bees, busy people for 2025 and beyond. Okay, so let's get started. It is 8:06. So, hi. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to see you. It feels weird though. I feel like I'm talking to myself. It's a little bit like what it's like when I do a podcast because I'm literally talking to myself. So I'm just gonna assume y'all waving in spirit to those that have their camera off. But I know my trusted speakers there have their cameras on. So girls, I'm gonna be looking at you to remind myself that I'm not here by myself. Okay, so welcome, welcome. This is the launch party for the Business Mamas in Mind online networking launch party. Woohoo! This is the first one that I'm doing, and I'm hoping there will be a lot more because this is something that's been, just kind of mulling around in the back of my mind and in my heart as well. So I'm really hoping that we can have a beautiful time together, not just now, but also later on as well. So, just a little bit about myself. I'm Naomi Sherelle, says blood so on there, but don't watch that. I'm an artist, I'm a pattern designer, I'm a nurse, I'm a mother, I'm an entrepreneur, aka the host that's doing everything and then some. So, once again, welcome to the Business Mamas online launch party. So, as this is the first one I am holding, and hopefully not the last, you are going to have to provide your own drinks and snacks. Okay, I know I said party, but we on a budget. Okay. So I'm glad to see so many of you turning up. It really warms my heart. I was expecting it to just be me. It's so nice to see y'all. And I didn't threaten anyone to come. So you are all here of your own accord. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's make this evening a very, very good one. But before I begin, let's kind of get the formalities out the way. I am not expecting a fire drill. I know that's what they say at live events. So please check your smoke alarms with fire alarms and everything else in between. I really hope we don't have any kind of dramas like that. But really, it's just about being considerate of one another as well. We will be kept muted for the most part, but we should have no bribes. I saw that. Thank you, Jenna. Yeah, no bribes at all. But yeah, so just be respectful to each other. So we will be kept muted as well. We're all about lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. And I'm sure you beautiful ladies know all about that anyway. If there is anything of a sensitive nature that does come out in this gathering, what happens here stays here unless it doesn't. But the sensitive stuff will definitely stay here as well. Okay, but we just want it to be a safe and enjoyable space for everybody. So, for those who have been receiving my emails, you should have received the agenda just to have an idea of what we're happening today. Just to give you a brief overview, we have three awesome women lined up to share a bit about themselves, about their business, and a few words of inspiration to take through to 2025. If you do have any questions for any of the speakers at all, we'll try and save them for the end. We're going to have like a bit more of an open discussion kind of near the end. So you have a little chance to like introduce yourself a little bit more and talk about your business and share your point of view as well. I will also share a little bit about myself too, because you're probably wondering who that girl be is. It's like, who is she? But I will definitely know who I am. But everyone who's famous now, at some point, we didn't know who they were anyway. So that would just be the same for me. Okay. So we are family now, though, by the way. I do expect my Christmas card in the post. Thank you. And we're family because we're going to break ice together. You see what I said? Because I have a little icebreaker for us just to do. so that we can relax this evening because it's going to be nice and chill. It's going to be nice and informal. So you give what you want, you give what you want, you get what you want, that sort of thing. Okay, so for our icebreaker, we are going to play a little bit of true or false, the working woman edition. Okay, so I'm going to read some statements out, and you either type your response in the chat or give a physical thumbs up or a reaction thumbs up or down. So up for true, down for false. And we'll see how we get on there. But go with your first answer, okay? The statements are not going to be up there for long. Okay, so let me just get that up and we can get started. Okay. Just praying that technology don't fail me now. Okay, can you see the screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Perfecto. All right, so welcome to True or False Working Mamas Edition. All right. Okay, true or false? Most small business owners work at least, oh, okay, I can see that, 50 hours a week. True or false? Okay, what we got? Okay, oh, we got some trues coming in. More like 24 hours a day. I like that. True, true, true. Okay, so if you said true, you are correct. Studies have shown that many business owners work between 50 to 60 hours per week, especially in the early stages of a business growth. So ding, 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 if you said true. Next question. Multitasking increases productivity. Is that true or false? Okay. All right. In three, in two, in one. Oh, y'all ladies are doing good with this one. Okay. Yes, if you said false, then you are correct. So, research has shown that multitasking can actually reduce productivity by up to 40% because our brains work better when we're focused on one task at a time. All right, next statement. Taking breaks during the day can actually make you more productive. Is that true or false? We got some scholars in the room. Yes, that is indeed true. Short breaks improve your focus, your creativity, your energy levels, helping you achieve more in less time. Okay. Statement number 4. Most women business owners started their businesses to create a better work-life balance. Is that true or false? Okay, seeing some thumbs up and seeing some cheers in the chat. Okay, in three, two, one. That is correct. It is true. So a large percentage of female entrepreneurs, they say that flexibility and having autonomy is one of the key reasons for starting their own businesses. Okay, moving on. You need to work longer hours to grow a successful business. Is this true or false? Okay. We were a bit slower on this one. We had some thinking going on. Okay. We got some falses coming through. Yeah. Is yes true or yes false? Yes. All right. In three, in two, in one. It's false. Apparently, success comes from working smarter, not harder. So using things like prioritization, delegation, and really good time management can help drive up that growth more effectively. Oh, we got shocked face in the comments. There we go. All right, so similar to that question, so we might get different responses this time. You need at least 8 hours of uninterrupted work to be productive. Is that true or false? I think we're getting the hang of this one. In three, in two, in one. If you said false, you are correct. So working in short focus periods for like 90-minute blocks can be just as effective, especially for, people who have lots of things that they're juggling as well, especially like mums if they're juggling multiple tasks. And our last statement is it's impossible to run a successful business and still have family time. Hmm. What you think? True or false? Yeah, we've got some thumb down and we've got some falsies. Okay, in three, in two, in one. If you have said false, then that is correct. Um, if you are able to manage your time properly, doing things like time blocking and setting clear boundaries, knowing that this is the time I'm going to spend with my family and you stick to that, it's possible to still have a thriving business and also still have meaningful family time. All right. I'm going to stop sharing that. Well done, everybody. What did you think? Was there any surprises? Was there any things that you disagreed with? You could always let us know in the chat. I'm sure one or two or all of those statements resonated you in some way, shape, or form, whether it's the long hours, the myths about multitasking, or struggling to find that balance between juggling work life, mum life, business owner life, and everything else in between. Now, how are we feeling? I hope we're all feeling nice and limbered up and ready for our first speaker. Hooray! Let's welcome Charlotte to the spotlight. Charlotte is a wife, a mum of two. She's a children's author, singer, songwriter, and creator of rhymes and resilience workshops for 2 to 5 year olds based on her recent book, Oopsie Whoopsie Daisy, a book that teaches a simple rhyme to help young children cope well with mistakes and build resilience. So, hey, Charlotte, how you doing?
Hey Naomi, I'm
Hey.
hey.
Hi. So I really appreciate having you here. Please share a bit about yourself, about your business, and your thoughts and experience on passion and purpose. Over to you, Charlotte.
Okay. Hi everybody. I can't really see you right now, but I'm imagining that you're all there. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to Naomi, who is awesome because she has put this really awesome opportunity together for us. And I think why so many people have come in, Naomi, is because this obviously is a much needed thing. I think we need more opportunities to connect, whether that be online or in person. So thank you for creating this for us. Mums, what we call ourselves, mums in business. That's it. So as Naomi said, my name is Charlotte. My surname is Anurukem. I'm married to a wonderful Nigerian man, Igbo. And we have two girls, a 6-year-old Ava Grace and a 4-year-old Maya Joy. And I suppose how I kind of entered the world of mumpreneurship or whatever you want to call it was when I had my first girl, Ava Grace. Prior to that, I'd worked quite a lot within education. My degree was psychology, so I was doing quite a lot within the kind of education support, as well as like life coaching and mental health support, that kind of thing within special needs and also mainstream school. And then I was moving more towards and was doing life coaching with young women. And that was all about supporting young women to find their purpose, which is interesting because that's the topic that you gave me. And yeah, when I had my first girl, I really just wanted to be able to stay with her as long as I possibly could, really. We also didn't have family nearby, and those of you who know, when it comes to childcare, it's just expensive. I mean, it just wasn't an option for us. And at the time, with my husband working, it seemed like maybe yes, it would be possible for us, for me to do something else. So at the time, I was doing life coaching, and then when my second was born, the evenings just became inaccessible, really, to be able to do that. So we started looking at other options, and how I got into what I should say is I'm a singer songwriter and a children's author. That's kind of the main things I tend to tell people. But these two things are kind of coming together now to form something which brings all of my background together, including some of the psychology and the life coaching as well. And yeah, so before I kind of get lost in my talking, let's go back to where we were. So yeah, right now I've developed um three children's books. How did I get into writing children's books? And I'm a self-published author, I should say, because there are different ways to write and sell books, but I'm a self-published author. And I got into that because throughout my parenting, I have always been writing songs, rhymes for my girls to help them with various things. Whenever there's an issue, everything from brushing they don't want to brush their teeth, to perhaps they're just frustrated by certain emotions, finding it hard to calm themselves. Both my girls, particularly my first, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, I would describe her as a highly sensitive child. So she is emotionally can be quite volatile. And I found music and song has really helped us. So some of the rhymes and songs that I wrote for her, I thought, okay, well, perhaps this can be something that I can share with other people. And they have actually become books. So that's how I kind of got a little bit into, there's a lot more to it, but that's how I kind of started getting into the writing of children's books, and then selling them. So that's part of what I do. That's my product, you could say. But I also have a service where I go into schools and nurseries and do 30-minute sessions with 2 to 5 year olds using my book, Oopsie Whoopsie Daisy, along with some songs that I write to support their management of their emotions, really. And primarily, this is around the issue of managing mistakes. This was something that both my girls have on occasion found really hard, and I can relate to, because actually it's probably a trait that they get a bit from me. The struggle with perfectionism and difficulty with accepting my own mistakes. So yeah, right now that's what I'm doing in schools and in nurseries. And it's still quite early. I think one of the things that I have learned or have been learning over this journey of writing books and now this new project that we're doing, or that I'm doing, is everything doesn't happen straight away. And a big part of how you grow is really through your relationships. And that's why things like this, networking, has been just invaluable. I mean, all the schools that I've got lined up for January to go to are all off the back of networking sessions and people that have connected me to schools and nurseries. So that's something that I am learning to be a bit more proactive about, getting out there, meeting people, building relationships, and telling people what I do. Oh my goodness, I think that can be some of our challenge sometimes. We can just feel a little bit like we're imposters, like, am I really supposed to be doing this? Am I really supposed to tell people this? Like, can I do it with my chest? And I think, we're all different. Perhaps we all manage that differently, but that's been a challenge for me, and something that I'm overcoming, just even in doing things like this, bit by bit, being able to say what you do, because that is literally the only way one of the only ways people are going to know what it is that you're actually doing, and why they may say, oh, actually, that product that aligns with me, or that service that aligns with something that I would want, or somebody I know would want. And then before you know it, the ball is rolling. We've got more connections and more opportunities come up. So this idea of passion and purpose, I'm probably going to lean more towards the purpose side, if that's okay, Naomi. Just because it's the part that I suppose for me, I'm so sorry, I have this terrible annoying cough that's just been driving me crazy for like the last few weeks. um but like what is purpose? How I simplify purpose is really ultimately about your why. I know people say that all the time, like, what's your why? But what is the most core why for you? And I've often heard it say that to get to your true why, whether that be for your business or for whatever aspect of your life, you have to ask that question at least 5 times. So you ask yourself, why am I choosing this particular thing, or why do I want to do this particular thing? And then you write your answer down. And then you ask yourself again the same question 5 times. And by the time you get to the fifth time, you're pretty close usually to what your most core why is. So that's an exercise. If you haven't already done that, I would encourage you to do. And it's something that you might do multiple times throughout your journey, because if you're anything like me, sometimes you can just forget, and you can lose track because so many things are calling your name. And you've got the bottom line of the finance part, which I think for us as mums is what makes us want to do this. Like, can I manage having my home life, my family life, and make enough money to actually make ends meet? Like, that's really the bottom line. And that can make purpose, that aspect of purpose can make it challenging. But what I will say is that it's still I believe it's possible to find both. I'm not going to tell you that I'm this millionaire who's made it and it's hard. It's been hard, and I absolutely would not be able to do this had right now anyway, where we are financially, without my husband being the primary kind of breadwinner in that regard. However, what I will say is that I, there are many people who choose to just launch out, and that's something that I so admire. Or others who might choose to continue on with something they know is sustainable and supporting financially, whilst starting to pursue where they believe their purpose is at the same time. So there are options, and I'm sure there are others in this group also that could share more about that aspect of things. But I would I just wanted to say, really, find your core why. I think my core why links with everything I do, from the music to the mental health side of things. I truly want to support people to be able to make tangible change in their life. That has always been the thread throughout the music that I've written, the rhymes that I write. It's about having tangible things that you can either sing or say that are going to impact your actual thought processes and help you to make a different choice or a better choice, or to overcome something. That's a real core why for me. And there'll be layers to it, because in order to kind of see how that purpose can then manifest into programs or into books, whatever, then obviously there might be some ways that will evolve. But it just helps keep me grounded in what I'm doing, even if there might be something calling my name. Come and write a book about, I don't know, something else. I kind of know that actually my purpose is within a certain place, and that helps me just to stay grounded at the moment in that. But yeah, I think that's the main thing I wanted to share about that, really, is just find your core why and revisit it as much as you need to, in order to stay grounded and to keep going. And it's also a good conversation to have with other people as well. Just in terms of aligning with others that you might want to work with, from like a collaboration kind of point of view as well. So yeah, where can you find some of my stuff? I presume that's what you want me to share as well. So my best place to look would be to go on soulsplash.co.uk. I just set this website up, so just bear with it. But there is enough there for now. Soulsplash.co.uk is the best place right now. And you can purchase this book, my latest book, Oopsie Whoopsie Daisy, from there if you would like to. The others aren't there on there at the moment, but feel free to reach out onto my various platforms. If you go on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, I'm there as Soul Splash Kids. And yeah, we've got some songs on there and some different content that you can connect with. But definitely want to connect with more women, more mums as well. So reach out, feel free.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. That was amazing. Just, that is a really good question, isn't it? What is your why? Because sometimes, hey, look, we've got some hearts going up for you and some hand claps. Well done, Charlotte. Thank you. So, what is your why? That's definitely something to take away because if you don't know why you're doing something, you might not want to continue it, or you might be very, very angry every time you go to work. So make sure you know what your why is. Thank you so much for that, Charlotte. That's such powerful insights for us. Now, ladies, we have another speaker. We are going to have another business mama up here. So we're going to welcome Jenna to the spotlight now as well. Jenna is a trained midwife and mum of three. She's currently spreading the joy of giving yourself a good old pampering with some luxurious temple spa. My teeth are falling out, people. Temple spa. There we go. Goodies. So, Jenna, the floor is yours. Let the ladies know who you are, what you are doing, and the importance of self-care and treating yourself. Over to you, Jenna.
So mine is definitely not going to be as lovely as Charlotte's just was. I was like, oh, I didn't prepare myself as much as that. So yes, I'm Jenna. So I am trained midwife. So I've been a midwife since 2011. Love being a midwife, that sort of person-to-person contact, the social side of it as well with the patients, the families and colleagues and things like that as well. But with three children, so we've moved a couple of times as well with my husband retraining. So we moved every 3 years. Luckily not too far, but still a bit of a distance and things like that. So it was rejigging people that we knew, and so that's been quite sort of difficult, rebuilding friendships and relationships and things like that with the local people. So this is why things like this is really lovely. But yeah, so it was really difficult fitting in sort of shifts around. I've also had the bad old cough that's been going around. Fitting in shifts around the children because again we don't have any family support and things like that, so it is just between me and my husband having to deal with the kids. So we not deal with, lovingly raise the children. So my eldest is 7.5, so we've got Elijah. Middle one is Phoebe, who's 5. She is a firecracker of our family. And then my littlest, which is 2, which he is definitely Nathaniel. He's picking up Phoebe's traits, which is interesting. So yeah, very testing 2-year-old. And then so I hadn't heard of Temple Spa before I was introduced to it myself. So this was in about 2021. So eldest started reception, if that works out year-wise. Yeah, he started in reception, and then a mum said, do you want to come around for a spa evening? Sort of do a little facial products and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that'd be a really nice thing, sort of social, sort of, rather than the chatting at the gates type thing, to try and get to know people a little bit more. No intention of buying anything whatsoever. And then fell in love with the product. So bought sort of one thing after another and slowly created a supply at home. And the host, the consultant for her kept saying I think you should do it. I think you should do it. And I was like, no, I don't want to be this pushy salesperson. But I just really enjoy the products. they're sort of on the same level as things like Clarins, Elemis. It was created in 2020, I think. No, 2000. This is why you should make notes for these things. I think it's 25 years old. This coming like next year. So yeah, and so it was this lizard mark. They were retired, traveled around the Mediterranean, and they had their inspiration from the Mediterranean. So all their products, rather than having like synthetic perfumes and things like that to make the product smell or to do whatever it needs to do, they've sort of taken it all from natural products, natural things, around more Mediterranean sort of base smells, textures, things like that. So yeah, so I just really enjoy just getting the girls together, women, if they would like, just to have a bit of a chat, some drinks, some nibbles, like use the products, get them on your face. They speak for themselves. You know, they are very nice. I really like them. And yeah, it's just more that social side of it, trying to fit in an odd evening here rather than a 12-hour shift and things like that. So yeah, it's sort of easier to fit around mum life, a little bit of sort of extra money here and there, and also getting to meet other lovely people. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
I'll ask you a question then.
Yeah.
What is your take on mums and treating themselves?
So, like mental health, well-being, and things like that. Like nowadays, you know, it's even more important than before. I feel quite often as a mum, you feel quite isolated. You know, a generation or two ago, you know, you would all be on the same street. The people would just pop round, help out and things like that. So I think psychologically, you know, and sort of you had that support, physical and mental support from family and friends, and that sort of community feel. I feel like nowadays we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be a fab mum, a working mum, you know, a great house is always tidy. Like mine's never tidy. You know, it's a realistic on over your expectations. So I think sometimes actually booking in like a pamper experience for an hour or two on an evening, you know, you have to sort of put it in your diary. This is what I'm going to do, and you're actually just going to spend that time on you, that you need to deserve it, to sort of refresh, ground you, and bring you sort of back down to looking after yourself, because if you don't look after yourself, then you can't look after anybody else.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. That last point is basically what I've been screaming to myself and everything. If you do not look after yourself, you cannot look after anything else.
Yeah.
Everything suffers when you are not okay. So thank you so much, Jenna, for that timely reminder.
That's all
Reminder
right.
to treat ourselves,
Yeah.
because if we're going to work hard, we might as well look good doing it, right?
Definitely.
I've had one of the virtual spas that Jenna can host. It's lovely. The what was it, that facial scrub thing with the all snap crackle and pop thing? Oh my days,
Oh yeah, yeah, like the bubbly Milk Viva
yeah,
mask. Yeah.
that stuff was wild, and it smells absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So Jenna, how can we find you, find out about you and Temple
Oh yeah.
Spa?
So I've got a website. I can put it in the
In the
chat in
chat.
a minute.
Perfect.
Otherwise, like I've got a WhatsApp. Like I don't mind if people want my number or whatever. But yeah, on the website, and then you can have a little like browse. But otherwise, yeah, get into contact with me, and we can book a date in the diary. I could do a thing that if you're on this call and you book a date in, then you can have a free something or other. I don't know, free product from me if you host on the back of this call,
There you
as a thank
go.
you for it. So yeah, it's just like I say, we can either do it online if people are dotted around, or it's really difficult, or you don't want to host at home, just want to be in your PJs and stuff like that. But face to face, just getting the girls together, even in your PJs, it's just really nice. You sort of bounce off each other a lot more. Yeah, I just like it. It's just the girly night in, drinks, nibbles, facial products. Like, what's not to like?
Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
So yeah, I'll pop it in the little
Perfect.
chat.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jenna. Yeah, that guys, if you get in contact because you've been on this call, she gonna treat you extra special because you deserve it. Perfect. Okay, so where are we now? Yeah, please don't glaze over just yet. Okay, we still have a little bit more to do. So if you're still here, give me a wave or put a hand up or something so we know you're still with us. So before we bring out our last speaker, our inspiring Madam Iris, I'll just take a minute or two just for you to let y'all know who Abby is. Okay, because you're probably thinking, who's this girl with the big green earrings and the teddy bear in the background? So, oh, thank you, Jenna. She just popped her details in the chat. So I'm going to share my screen because I'm extra. I thought I would do a presentation just to make me feel like I know what I'm doing. So if I know what technology is going to be up for me, there we go. We're going to click share. Are we here? And I don't know where the other share button is. Is it there? No, no. All right, I'll try that again, shall we? Okay. Oh, it's this one. It would help if I chose the wrong window, right? All right, let's try that one more time. Share. Okay. Can you see the screen? Can you see the presentation? Yeah. Perfect. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, who am I? This is me, Naomi Sherelle. This is the origin story. Okay. Yeah. Don't ask me how that one slipped in there, but that was me as a baby. I was very, very cute. Okay. But my story would be very long if I was to go into a lot of detail. But yeah, that was me with my granddad. And this was me many, many, many moons ago, fresh-faced, and I was a nursing student at this stage. I think I just finished a drug calculation exam or something like that. So yes, they I passed and they hired me. And we did actually work. I did actually work. I didn't spend most of my time posing with people. I did actually do some stuff. Okay. So yeah, my story would definitely be very, very long if I was to go into lots and lots of detail. But me, I am Naomi. I love people. Even though I am shy, no one really believes me. That's a conversation for another time. But I naturally gravitate to roles where I can help people. So I have a background in adult nursing, and I did further studies in public health to become a health visitor. One of our callers might recognize themselves. But yes, this was my graduation pick many, 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 many other moons ago. So yeah, I was trained to be a health visitor, which I loved for the most part, as I was able to support and advocate for children and families. But every few years, I would have an itch, a need for a change. And this was the result of itch number one. Ja, ja, jan. Yes. The result of itch number one is this one here. This is my daughter, Kimori. Yeah, she's 7 now. So after maternity leave, I did go back to work and I continued health visiting for a few more years. And guess what happened? I had another itch. Yeah. And this was the result of itch number two. This is my boy. He's 2. He's Zaki, Zakai. This itch lasted a lot longer. Okay. There's no more itches after this, by the way. Okay. But this itch lasted a lot longer because I didn't actually go back to health visiting for a number of reasons. But I know how I am. I couldn't just sit still and just I know at some point I'll be itching to do something else, and these guys here, they're the reason why I want to do more things, and that can make me happy and make them happy as well. So I am a full-time mum, but as busy as that is, I had the bright idea of trying to become an author illustrator. Okay. The problem with that was I could not draw to save my life. Okay. I'm not going to show you any of my old drawings. Okay. But at some point I did learn a little bit how to draw. This is me at my desk doing some little artsy stuff as well. So I became a self-taught artist and I started on that journey. And during that creative journey, I discovered surface pattern design. And then my company, Nakiza Designs, was born. This is some of the things that I've done before. I've done greeting cards, patterns that can go on bags. I've actually got a bag with that um, botanical pattern on there, my Christmas patterns as well. So with Nakiza Designs, I create patterns for products that can be on wallpaper or fabric, stationery, art prints. I do custom artwork as well, greeting cards, that sort of thing. And, during this creative journey, I discovered a lot about myself, including my love for creativity and how being creative really benefited me emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And so I documented a lot of that journey on my podcast, which was the Create Full Sail podcast show. I have two series. Yeah, we can call it that. Seasons, that's it. 2 seasons of my podcast. I'm on a little hiatus from that at the moment, but I speak a lot about self-care and my creative journey on that podcast as well. And then I had another epiphany. I wanted to combine my nursing knowledge and what I discovered about creativity and self-care to help others find themselves as well, learn how to prioritize their needs and harness the benefits of creativity and connectivity as well. And so I started getting really, really excited, but I knew this journey was going to be a lot of work. And, as Charlotte mentioned about, purpose and stuff like that, I knew what I was doing was going to be a very long and windy road. But I feel like I'm where I want to be, which is helping people by building connections. And that's what, Business Mamas is all about. So I discovered many, many years ago that encouraging others to encourage others is one of my spiritual gifts. I didn't think much of it at the time. I was just like, okay, yay. It's not prophecy and it's not preaching, but okay, woo, I encourage people. But now I can see how the dots are connecting. I can see how my passion and my purpose are all coming together. So this is me slowly, slowly, slowly building my empire. Okay. I say empire because world domination sounds a little bit too selfish. So we're going to go with empire. Okay. So I've got one leg of my business, which is Nakiza Designs. And then the other leg of my business will be specializing in helping women, especially mothers, who have businesses, who work, if they're in a creative field or any field really, to create better work-life balance, balancing the demands of work life and um, home life and everything else in between. So it's all about self-care, it's all about work-life harmony, by helping you manage your stress, build resilience, build confidence, reclaim your time. All without feeling overwhelmed and all without the mum guilt and all the other guilt in between because of prioritizing yourself. So if anyone here knows about starting businesses from scratch, like if like me you've done something creative as well, sometimes there's months that are slower than others. Okay, so like for example, when I'm designing greeting cards, if I don't design the greeting cards, people don't know they exist. If people don't know they exist, people ain't gonna buy them. If people ain't gonna buy them, they ain't no money, honey. So what am I gonna do? We're just gonna have to rely on the husband at that point. So yeah, so I needed something else in order to support my creative business as well, and also allow me the kind of headspace to do things like this, what we're doing tonight with Business Mamas. So the third leg of my business then has actually been utility warehouse. Now, if you saw from my beginnings, I have no background in utilities whatsoever. Okay, my background is nursing and also forensics. I forgot to add that in there as well. Okay, so I'm not a utilities expert, but all I do is help lovely people that I meet save money on their bills and also help them make an additional income as well. Because with all my endeavors, with everything that I need to have something that can have that income aspect, but also give me the flexibility to be able to do all the creative stuff that I want to do and be able to help women as well. So I needed something that would still fit in with what is my passion and what is my purpose. Because, you know, as a full-time mum, managing a business can be very lonely as well, hence why I'm doing things like this. But with UW, I've actually met some wonderful people. Oh, look, there's a familiar face in that crowd. I met some lovely people, received oodles of support, and I've been feeling super, super supported along the way as well, because they really do go about their way of recognizing that you are achieving something. Like I've received 2 promotional gifts in the short period of time that I've been with these guys. And I've also generated more income with these guys than I have in my whole creative business. And I've been with these guys a lot shorter. So basically the proof is in the pudding. So I'm not going to bore you with all of that. As lovely as it is and as awesome as it is, it's not about me, because I have a lovely Iris who's waiting to share her stuff as well. But, you know, because I am conscious of time. But if I have piqued your interest, I'm more than happy to have more conversations about all the wonderful things that I do as we get acquainted with one another as part of the Business Mamas family.